A very good evening to you wherever you are, and welcome to A Date with the Dinner Set here on Sunday, the 12th of December, programme 78. You are very welcome, whether you are listening live or whether you're on the catch up. And lots of people in the chat room tonight, which is always lovely. Do feel free to say hello or chat about the songs or the context or anything else. Good evening, Italy. Good evening, Finland. Good evening, Florida. You're all very welcome. How lovely to see you all. And whatever is going on in our ever-changing world, this is our chance together to switch off for an hour. Well, don't switch off because otherwise you won't hear it. You know what I mean? To sort of switch off and absorb ourselves in some fun music together. As always, we have a right old mix this evening. Some familiar, some we've not heard on this show before, and a few little oddities. You will remember when we started this programme, the idea was to replicate what you might hear in a hotel lounge. There are at least two here on here, which I wouldn't dare play in a hotel lounge ever. Anyway, it's going to be lots of fun as always. Good evening, Jean. Good evening, Danny. Hello, Hannah. Hello, Flynn. Everyone wave to Flynn. Nice to see everyone this evening. So I hope you've had a good week. It's been an interesting week, hasn't it? It's always been an interesting week. Currently, the weather around these parts seems a little calmer, which is good with all the horrible weather events that we read about in the news. Perhaps you have had your booster. Let me know if you've had your booster. I like to keep tabs on everyone's jabs. Okay, so I think without any more ado, we should have some music. Do feel free to write your Christmas cards while you listen, or perhaps you're still making a Christmas pudding because you forgot to buy one. It's always very important to buy a Christmas pudding because you never know who will fancy it on the day, I find. Anyway, here we are, A Date with the Dinner Set. You're very welcome. Please enjoy the show. Thank you. Ah, some of you have been jabbed. Yes, some of us are waiting, aren't we, Danny? In my case, I can't argue it's an age thing. I'm waiting for what I think is the right time to do it based on the concerts and services and things I'm doing, which are currently booked because I don't want to have sore arm. Anyway, that was a nice brash opening, wasn't it? And as you all said it, Brother Mark, Danny, Mike, Jill, everyone else, it was indeed Big Spender. Probably you lot on your big Christmas puddings, I would think, but it was indeed from Sweet Charity. Well, we had Sweet Charity last week, actually, didn't we? But there's some cracking songs in there. Sweet Charity, written in 1966 by Coleman. Made into a film, famously, in 1969. And it was a big hit in its own right for Burley Sashi in the UK. Although, interestingly, well, I think it's interesting, it only reached number 21 in the UK charts, but I just have very vivid memories of that. But it is a really, what's the word, raunchy song. In fact, in the score, the tempo instruction is a la stripper. And that's an amazing tempo instruction for music. It does occur occasionally. But of course, if you know the show and the context of the song, that all makes sense. So tonight, we are Tie by Thomas Pink. Do not say it. I know it's green. But it's my sort of slight nod towards Christmas trees or something. So it is the third Sunday of Advent, and as you know, I'm still failing with my attempt to emulate the great John Noakes. Look at him. I wish I had a hairstyle like that. With the Blue Peter Advent crown from the 70s. I believe that it is a lot safer now, and they still do it. I'm not going to try and emulate one with candles because it's just too horrific for words in so many ways. But as you know, what we have been doing, we've been celebrating each week with a new sort of miniature cup of coffee, which seems apt. This one has a bear on it, so we'll add that to the collection as it's the third Sunday of. And we'll knock it over in the way. Third Sunday of Advent. So there we go. We got our three Costa cups. Other coffee shops are available, incidentally. Behind me, you can probably see we started on the Christmas decorations, so we have a little bit of something going on, and we will add to that as the weeks go on. So that was our opening one. Indeed, Big Spender. Let's have something a little quieter, just in case, Jean, your head is not too special today. A very familiar tune, is it not? Gosh, look at all of you. And I'm sure everyone else who's in the chat room or anyone else who's listening immediately knows that tune. It is such an evocative minor waltz. And of course, as you all say, Close Every Door to Me from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. And I dug out a little photo of the lads when they were talking to each other. Gosh, look at that. Look at that. Wow. Yes, we could make a lot of comments about that, but they look pretty cool there, don't they? And that was actually written in 1968 for a school production. And then that was only originally a 15-minute show, but then it was extended and then became a full-blown show, first of all starting off at the Edinburgh Fringe in 1972. But an absolutely beautiful song and a very memorable show. Indeed, David and Brother Mark. Hello, Ronnie. Nice to see you, my lovely. Fantastic. We're all here. We've got all the best people here tonight, and we've probably got some lurkers as well that may or may not want to say hello. So, I've got a button to press here. It says, if you like what you're seeing and what you're hearing, then do press that like button. Do be careful. I noticed on a couple of the videos, I was doing a bit of YouTube housework earlier in the day. I feel sure somebody pressed the wrong button. So just be careful. Unless, of course, you really do hate it, then feel free to do whatever you like. Wobbly head. People tell me I've got a wobbly head sometimes, but I'm glad it's not too bad today. Thank you, Brother Mark. Added a like to our merry collection. So here's one of our favourite composers on the channel, and a song we've heard before. Can you remember its name? Good evening, Marwan in Egypt. How lovely to see you. Hello, Lizzie. Oh dear, the Robertson family are without their quick typer, but I know you know the answers, Maggie and Jerry. Yes, we've had that one several times. When I said it was one of our favourite composers, you all reached for the Michel Legrand button or the George Gershwin button, but it was the other one that I favour so much, Antonio Carlos Jobim, Tom Jobim. And as Mike in Florida correctly identified, that's the song Wave, which was the title song of his fifth studio album in 1967. So Tom Jobim, one of the fathers of Bossa Nova, which, as you all know, is a Latin American dance, which is formed a slowed down version of a samba, really. That's good to know, Lizzie, about the poems. So, yes, that was Wave. And what I don't know about the song is whether it's that sort of wave or wave as in sea waves. I'm going to imagine that it's sea waves because of where Tom Jobim wrote a lot of his songs by the beach, as it were. We will find out. If you've not seen this week's upload, it's a nice, quiet, calming one. I deliberately chose a calming piece because it's been a bit of a turmoil week, hasn't it? So the one that I uploaded on Friday was a beautiful piece by Frederick Delius, and it's a piano arrangement of the Serenade from the musical play Hassan. And if you've not heard it, it's 4 minutes of, well, I think very calming music. It's one of my go-tos when I want to just play something really calming, and we all need a bit of calming at some point. I think I need some calming, when I've had too much coffee. We all know that. So there we go. Tom Jobim and Wave. Gosh, I'm going into DJ mood again. There we go again. Tom Jobim and Wave. But I hope you enjoyed that one. Okay, fingers on buzzers for our next one, which was written only a year before the one we've just had. Hello, Joe. Hello, Charlotte. That was quite a good joke for you, David James. Yes, indeed. Well done, Anne and Mike and Jean. They say it's wonderful, or they say that falling in love is wonderful. From Annie, Get Your Gun. I misled you because I couldn't read my own writing. It wasn't written within a year of Antonio Carlos Jobim. It was actually written in 1946 by the wonderful Irving Berlin. And indeed, from Annie Get Your Gun, there's some classic songs in that. There's No Business Like Show Business. You Can't Get a Man with a Gun. All sorts of things going on. There he is, Irving Berlin, looking very dapper there. I wonder if that's one of his special pianos that automatically transposed for him because he only liked to compose and play in black keys. He had 3 of those pianos made. Glad you enjoyed the harmonies, Mike. I know you're a connoisseur of the harmonies. Irving Berlin, who used to write a song every day after tea, apparently. I wish I could read my writing this evening. It's a bit weird, but it does tell me to do something else now. Oh yes. If you can, leave a comment under the video. I know you can't immediately because of the way YouTube processes things, but if you want to go back to it, or if you're listening on the catch-up, do leave a comment. It's the comments, apparently, that help us to share our music around the world. Right. So, that was They Say It's Wonderful from Annie Get Your Gun, as sung originally by Ethel Merman. He does look like a Brill Cream boy. Now you're going back, Mrs. Chipperfield. My father used to use Brill Cream, and I think all of us brothers wondered what was this strange pot in the bathroom, and should we be touching it? A very weird smell, very particular smell. I believe you can still get it. There we go. That's our little Brill Cream diversion for this evening. So, here's one that popped into my head. It's popped into my head quite a few times. There's no particular reason for it being on the show tonight, but we've not had it on the show before. I think you will know it because it is very famous. It became very famous. You might be interested to know where it came from and when it originally first turned up. But I'll let you just chat away in your usual way, bantering away in the jolly old chat room here on A Date with a Dinner Set. Please enjoy our next song. in case you're listening on the catch up, when you don't get to reread the chat, we just have to read out. That's quite a good joke, David James. The chairman of IKEA has been elected Prime Minister of Sweden, and his first task is to assemble his cabinet. Hopefully, no loose or missing screws there. Yes, a beautiful nostalgic song, and of course you knew it. I knew you'd know it. And Mike over in Florida, you're very hot on the buzzer tonight, chap, but loads of you know it as well. We know it, of course, because it was made very famous by the lovely Mary Hopkin. And it was produced by Paul McCartney. And there she is. Oh, what a poppet. We know that version from 1968. And it was on the recently formed Apple label, not the big Apple. You know what I mean. But after the death of the Beatles manager Brian Epstein, the Beatles decided to form their own Apple record label to produce their things. And you may notice that on that picture of the record of Mary Hopkin's version, Those Were the Days, it says Apple II. So this was the second recording on the Apple label. And I found out that the first recording, Apple I, was in actual fact a version of The Lady is a Tramp, but it was only, the lyrics were changed and it was recorded, and one copy was pressed. It was recorded by Frank Sinatra, and it was a gift for Ringo Starr's girlfriend at the time for her 21st birthday. And the lyrics were changed to, that's why Maureen, which was her name, lovely name, that's why Maureen is a champ. So there you go. Now, this is the interesting thing. The song itself, the music, is actually a Russian folk song. And it's believed it was first recorded in 1925. So it was written by somebody called Boris Fomin. And much later, English lyrics were added to it. And as I say, we know that beautiful version by that evocative voice of the lovely Mary Hopkin. I know, isn't it amazing, the things you come across on this channel? Factoids. Can you get some cream for those from the chemist? Maybe that's what the Brill cream in Father's medicine cabinet was for treating great factoids. I don't know. I think let's have an advert just to yes. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, just to let you know, if you weren't on the programme last week, this is about Christmas presents, as in presents on YouTube in the period. So what we're doing seasonal uploads on Monday the 20th of December, Tuesday the 21st, Wednesday 22nd, Thursday 23rd. Got some nice things planned for that. And then on Christmas Eve, on Friday the 24th of December, we shall be live, yes, truly live, from 1600 to 1700 for a non-stop. There won't be chat going on, but non-stop sort of carols and just some nice Christmassy music. Then we'll have a special date with a dinner set on Boxing Day, an extended one, so that's something nice to look forward to. And then looking ahead to next year, on Saturday the 1st of January, we're having a concert with some special guests. A bit more about that later on at 16:30, so that should be lots of fun. So that's our Christmas presents on the channel. Um, I, you really are getting your jokes ready for Christmas, aren't you, David James? Maybe it doesn't have to be Christmas for your very particular brand of joke. I think it's time to move on with our next song. I think Mike's getting all the prizes over there in Florida this evening. But you are also correct, Maggie and Jerry Robertson. It was My Foolish Heart from 1949 from the film of the same name. Apparently, the film was a little slated, as was that song by Victor Young. I'm not quite sure why, because it's one of those very memorable standards that has entered the conscious, shall we say, and been recorded by all the famous people. There you go. Yes, indeed, Mike. Yes, Billy did have a hit with it. Apparently, in the UK, it charted for 11 weeks as well. It is a very beautiful song indeed. Yes. Well, speaking of factoids, David, yes. Well, there you go. My foolish heart. Let's have a little bit of a change of pace. I just wanted to show you what the otters have been up to over in the suburb of Tokyo, the Asian otters, Katara and Hana, where they live. And this one rather intrigued because it's sort of autumn for them over there. And so their rather beautiful maple tree, which normally lives outside, apparently is going inside. And I don't know if it's stressing them, but it's certainly confusing Katara and Hana that, why is this plant inside? But it's very, very amusing to watch, as they always are. Do look them up, and they are very good value, the otters. They upload every week a little bit about their life. They are truly loved and adored and full-time catered for by their very dedicated owners, and incredibly cute, as you can see. Yes, so I'm rather fascinated by them, a little bit like some calming music. When things are stressful in the world and we don't know what direction COVID's going to take us next, it's good to switch off. And these adorable creatures are very good value for that. And yes, so a mixture of autumn leaves and tiramisu by the looks of things, but lots and lots and lots of fun. Yes, what a beautiful hat. Autumn art, yes. There we go. Katara and Hana. Yes, weekly otter update. I wonder if they'd like some music specially composed for their channel. Maybe I'll give that one a go. I did see that, David James, the Marsh family. They are growing up fast, and they've got some amazing voices, that family. Do look up the Marsh family on YouTube as well. So, how are we doing? Oh, yes, now here's an oddity. We have had it once on the programme before, but it's just a wonderful piece of music, and I really hope you will enjoy something a bit lively for our Sunday evening, A Date with a Dinner Set, programme 78, here on December the 12th. Ridiculous, but no, it's a great piece. Um, Indeed, well done. It was indeed the amazing theme from Captain Scarlet. Mike in Florida, I'm interested to know if that series got to you over there. Most wonderful program. It was the eighth animation or marionation series by the wonderful Jerry and Sylvia Anderson. And all the music for all of those series by the Anderson was created by an ex-military musician, Barry Gray, who composes this most amazing music. So that was Captain Scarlet. So now you'll understand when I said a couple that I would never play in a hotel. That was one of them. I think I would be evicted if I played that. I don't know. Maybe I should try it one day, and we'll see what happens. You are young, Danny. You must be young because your ex-music teacher is equally young. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure about that one. Ah, interesting. Give it a look on YouTube if you dare. It's actually quite a dark, bit violent and aggressive at times, but it was great fun and one of those staples of Sunday lunchtime television, I believe, here in the UK. But lots of fun, and as I said, the music is superb. There you go. Bit of advice from my brother Mark. Mike, do check it out. It's very watchable, actually. So as always, if you feel moved, and if you've not spent all your money on Christmas cards and Christmas puddings, and you feel like making a donation, all donations are gratefully received. But, as always, I stress, the music we do here on YouTube is and will always be free for everyone to enjoy, and that's why we've done nearly 80 programs, 9 concerts, specials, blah 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 blah. I just hope that in the future YouTube will always make it free for everyone to enjoy. I really do hope so. No, I can imagine you didn't have TV in Northumberland. Did you have power in Northumberland, or was it candles or wind? I dare say there was a lot of hot air in Northumberland. Anyway, I think we should move on from 1965 from Captain Scarlet, and we have 2 more songs remaining this evening. And I'm going to be watching in the corner of my eye as everyone types in this very famous song. You will all know it, and it's one that's very much loved throughout the world. Oh, of course. Moon River, indeed it was, from Breakfast at Tiffany's from 1961. And there is its composer, Mr. Henry Mancini. He has a lovely smile. I can verify that because whenever we play Henry Mancini, I have to give my famous anecdote of meeting him when I was playing in a restaurant, and his great big hairy hand leaning over my shoulder and joining in with a duet. And he looked exactly the same in the late 1980s as he did there. A very, very wonderful, clever and gracious man. And there he is with Audrey Hepburn, for whom he wrote that song. Apparently Moon River nearly got missed out of that film, which seems bizarre now. But when it previewed, it wasn't very well received, apparently. It's quite interesting, the history of these things. But that was indeed Moon River by Henry Mancini. And one of the joys, as I say, of owning one's own broadcasting station here is one can give out one's own adverts. Now look, if you happen to be in the vicinity of the Westfield Shopping Centre in Stratford, East London, by the Olympic Park, on Monday the 20th of December, in that great big shopping centre, I've been asked to play live, which is very exciting. One of many pianists, I hasten to add, that week. But it's very exciting to be approached by an agent, and so I should be there. It's a bit of a hike, I know, for some people, but just in case you're doing a last minute bit of Christmas shopping, if you haven't bought the Christmas pudding yet, then I am there at Westfield Shopping Centre in Stratford on Monday the 20th. So there we go. Hopefully I shall survive without being mobbed or having things thrown at me. So there we go. So we do have one more song left this evening before we say goodnight in our usual way. And as we are edging, aren't we, towards Christmas, I thought we'd have something a little seasonal. It's so good, I've got it upside down. Indeed, it's beginning to look a bit like Christmas, isn't it? We'll have some more deckies up next time I see you. I do hope you've enjoyed this evening's A Date with a Dinner Set, and watch out on the channel for everything that's coming up. And we've got our very special New Year's Day concert coming up as well. I'll give you a few more details about that in good time, but here's just a little bit of a headline. We've got some great guests, Jamie Bland, Monty Bland, who you've seen before, and Duncan Tarberton, and lots of piano duets and two piano works with Hannah and myself. So that's on New Year's Day. So that's lots of things to look forward to. I've had a smashing time playing for you as always. Please take very good care of yourselves in the week that is to come. I hope it is a positive week for you. Stay warm, stay well, and I look forward to the pleasure of playing for you again very soon. Thank you so much for your company. Good night.